This is not a rumor. 10 lesbian Hollywood couples, Hollywood today. Welcome to our channel. Celebrity couples Hollywood. What if everything you thought you knew about Hollywood love was only half the story? Today, we're pulling back the velvet curtain to reveal 10 powerful lesbian couples who shattered stereotypes and redefined visibility in showbiz. These aren't just romances, they're revolutions in love, identity, and courage. From secret beginnings to spotlight moments, this is not a rumor. 10 lesbian Hollywood couples. These stories will leave you inspired, surprised, and maybe even speechless. Stay tuned, because Hollywood has never looked like this before. Cynthia Nixon and Christine Marinoni. Cynthia Nixon and Christine Marinoni's love story began not in the glitz of Hollywood, but in the heart of a grassroots campaign in New York City. In 2001, they met while fighting for smaller class sizes in public schools, a cause that brought together two passionate advocates from very different worlds. Nixon, best known at the time as the razor-sharp Miranda Hobbs from Sex and the City, had already captured the public's attention through her wit and talent. But beyond the screen, she was evolving into a powerful voice for LGBTQ+ rights. Marinoni, a veteran education activist from Washington state, had spent years championing the needs of queer youth and working to reform public education. Their bond, first rooted in activism, quickly grew into something deeper. By 2004, Nixon had separated from her longtime partner and the father of her two children, allowing space for a new chapter with Marinoni, one built not on change, but on authenticity. Their love wasn't flashy, but it was fierce and real. Nixon once jokingly said, "Nobody likes the bisexuals," but her devotion to Marinoni never wavered. They got engaged at a marriage equality rally in 2009, and after patiently waiting for the law to catch up with their hearts, they married on May 27, 2012, in New York. Though Nixon legally took Marinoni's last name, she continues to use her own professionally. Together, they raised their son Max and remain committed to fighting for social progress, side by side, in both activism and love. In a city where celebrity relationships often burn fast and fade, theirs stands as a quiet rebellion, built on values, mutual respect, and a love that refuses to be anything but honest. Portia de Rossi and Ellen DeGeneres. In a world where fame often strains even the strongest of bonds, Portia de Rossi and Ellen DeGeneres have quietly built one of the most resilient and enduring love stories in Hollywood. Their paths first crossed in 2000, but it wasn't until 2004 that sparks truly ignited. At the time, Portia had just come out publicly while starring in Arrested Development, stepping into her truth with courage and grace. Ellen, already a trailblazer in the LGBTQ+ community, had made history in 1997 by coming out both in real life and on her primetime TV show, a move so bold it led to her show's cancellation, but also solidified her place as a pioneer for queer visibility. After rebuilding her career with the Ellen DeGeneres Show in 2003, Ellen found a new kind of stability, one not just rooted in success, but in love. In 2008, during California's short-lived window of legal same-sex marriage, the couple tied the knot in an intimate ceremony at their home, surrounded by only 19 guests. Portia wore a soft pink gown by Zac Posen, while Ellen chose a crisp white suit. It was a quiet moment, yet historic, a celebration of love that needed no validation. In 2010, Portia legally adopted Ellen's last name, a gesture that reflected the depth of their union. Since then, she has turned her attention to the art world and entrepreneurial ventures, while Ellen continued to helm her talk show until its final episode in 2022 after an impressive 19-season run. Through it all, the fame, the scrutiny, the ever-changing spotlight, their relationship has remained unshakably strong. As Ellen once joked, she's not the famous one at home, she's the brilliant one. Behind the scenes, theirs is a love story grounded in mutual respect, deep admiration, and unwavering partnership. Kristen Stewart and Stella Maxwell. Kristen Stewart has never followed anyone's script but her own. After skyrocketing to global fame with Twilight, she made a conscious decision to step away from the mainstream spotlight and dive into roles and relationships that resonated more deeply with her truth. In 2017, she began dating Stella Maxwell, a Victoria's Secret model with an international runway presence and a rebellious fashion spirit. Their connection didn't need drama or publicity. Whether they were biking through Los Angeles, strolling hand-in-hand at fashion weeks in Paris, or simply enjoying quiet nights in, their relationship felt refreshingly real. That same year, Kristen came out publicly during her Saturday Night Live monologue with the cheeky, now iconic line, "I'm so gay, dude." The moment struck a chord with audiences not because it was flashy, but because it was fearless. In an industry long defined by hidden truths and calculated images, Kristen's openness felt like a breath of fresh air. It was queer representation without apology, without performance, just honesty. Though Kristen and Stella ended their relationship in late 2018, they briefly reunited in 2019 and continued dating through 2020. Their bond eventually faded, but what they shared left a quiet impact. By 2021, Kristen was engaged to screenwriter Dylan Meyer, beginning a new chapter. Still, her time with Stella remains meaningful, not for its spectacle, but for its sincerity. It wasn't loud, but it spoke volumes. In its calm and confident authenticity, their relationship helped push the Hollywood narrative on LGBTQ+ love in a new direction. One where being true to yourself wasn't just accepted, it was celebrated. Jessica Nicole and Claire J. Savage. Jessica Nicole and Claire J. Savage embody a rare kind of Hollywood love, one that thrives not in the spotlight, but in the quiet corners of creativity, authenticity, and shared purpose. While Nicole is widely recognized for her role as Astrid Farnsworth on the cult sci-fi series Fringe, her artistry extends far beyond acting. She's also an illustrator, a writer, and a devoted DIY fashion enthusiast. Her relationship with Claire, a talented writer and storyteller, reflects that same intentional and imaginative spirit. Rather than crafting a polished public persona, Jessica and Claire have chosen to build a life rooted in their shared values: art, community, and self-expression. They've gracefully sidestepped tabloid culture, allowing fans only brief, heartfelt glimpses into their lives through Jessica's personal blog and Instagram. From sewing their own clothes to remodeling their home by hand, their love is stitched into the fabric of everyday life, a quiet rebellion against Hollywood's obsession with image and perfection. Jessica has spoken candidly about how this partnership helped her unpack and challenge rigid gender norms, ultimately deepening her sense of identity as an artist and individual. She credits Claire's unwavering support as one of the strongest forces behind her personal and creative growth. Their love story doesn't clamor for attention. It doesn't need red carpets or headlines. Instead, it blossoms in the calm rhythm of chosen moments, mutual respect, and a shared creative journey. Together, Jessica Nicole and Claire J. Savage have created something beautifully rare. A relationship that proves queer love can be strong, steady, and profoundly inspiring without ever asking for the world's validation. Jane Lynch and Dr. Laura Embry. Jane Lynch, celebrated for her razor-sharp comedic brilliance and unforgettable role as Sue Sylvester on Glee, experienced one of her most meaningful love stories far away from the cameras. In 2009, at a San Francisco fundraiser, she crossed paths with Dr. Laura Embry, a clinical psychologist whose work in LGBTQ+ parental rights and mental health advocacy immediately resonated with her. What began as a brief encounter quickly blossomed into a deep connection, and by Memorial Day in 2010, they were married in a quiet ceremony in Sunderland, Massachusetts, one of the few states where same-sex marriage was legal at the time. Though the wedding was small, its impact was powerful. At the height of her fame, Jane chose to speak openly about their union, helping to normalize same-sex marriage at a pivotal cultural moment. Dr. Embry, a PhD graduate from the University of Washington, preferred to stay out of the spotlight, but stood by Lynch during many of her public milestones. Their marriage lasted 3 years before they amicably parted ways in 2013, finalizing their divorce in 2014. Despite the end of their romantic chapter, their relationship played a quiet yet important role in promoting LGBTQ+ visibility during a time of significant change. Since then, Lynch has continued to be a passionate advocate for LGBTQ+ youth and representation in media, while Embry returned to her professional roots in psychology and family law. Though their paths eventually diverged, both women remain committed to making lasting, meaningful contributions in their respective fields. Proof that love, even when it evolves, can leave behind a legacy of progress and purpose. Ruby Rose and Jessica Origliasso. Ruby Rose and Jessica Origliasso weren't just a celebrity couple, they were a cultural moment. Ruby, the gender-fluid Australian actress and model, had already carved out her space as a symbol of queer identity and androgynous style, with standout roles in Orange is the New Black and Batwoman. Jessica, one half of the Australian pop duo The Veronicas, brought her own creative fire and fearless artistry into the mix. Together, they created a spark that couldn't be ignored. Their connection first began in 2008, but it wasn't until 2016 that they rekindled their romance, and this time, the world was watching. Social media lit up with their candid, playful posts and public expressions of love. Whether walking red carpets or dancing at music festivals, their chemistry was undeniable and magnetic. One of their most powerful collaborations came with the Veronicas music video for On Your Side, which Ruby wrote and directed. The raw, emotional narrative captured both the highs and heartbreaks of real love, blurring the lines between art and life. What made their relationship resonate wasn't fame or glamour, it was their honesty. They openly addressed the challenges of maintaining a high-profile romance under the constant gaze of the public. In 2018, after 2 passionate and intense years, they announced their breakup, choosing to part as friends. Though their time together ended, the impact of their love story lingers. Ruby and Jessica redefined what it means to love without fear, boldly, imperfectly, and unapologetically. Their relationship reminded the world that queer love, in all its messiness and magic, is as real and beautiful as any fairy tale. Linda Hunt and Karen Klein. Linda Hunt has never followed the conventional path, and that's exactly what made her unforgettable. With her distinctive voice, commanding presence and fearless approach to acting, she carved out a place in Hollywood history. In 1984, she made headlines by winning the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress in the year of Living Dangerously, becoming the first actor ever to win an Oscar for playing a character of a different gender. While her professional life has been bold and groundbreaking, her personal life has unfolded with quiet grace. Since the late 1970s, Linda has shared her life with psychotherapist Karen Klein. Their love story, spanning over 4 decades, is a rare and beautiful example of enduring partnership. In 2008, during a brief period when same-sex marriage was legal in California, they quietly wed, eschewing fanfare for something far more meaningful. Together, they built a life away from the Hollywood spotlight, choosing simplicity and connection over public attention. Their home, a charming historic bungalow in Los Angeles, is filled with the little things that bring them joy: gardening, antique collecting, and community involvement. Though Linda rarely speaks publicly about their relationship, when she does, it's with warmth and wit. Karen's the grounded one. "I'm the eccentric," she once said with a smile. In an industry where love often flickers fast and fades even faster, Linda and Karen's relationship stands as a quiet but powerful reminder that true love doesn't need to be loud to last. It's a testament to loyalty, authenticity, and the kind of devotion that never seeks the spotlight, but shines all the same. Jodie Foster and Alexandra Hedison. Jodie Foster has always lived life by her own rules, especially when it comes to her private world. A 2-time Academy Award winner and one of Hollywood's most elusive and brilliant talents, Foster built her career on a foundation of intelligence, artistry, and discretion. For decades, she kept her personal life fiercely protected, shaped by an industry that often penalized LGBTQ+ visibility. But in 2007, the silence began to break when she subtly acknowledged her then-partner, Sydney Bernard, during an award speech, a quiet yet powerful gesture. The real shift came in 2013, during her acceptance of the Cecil B. DeMille Award at the Golden Globes. With a poised and heartfelt speech, she gently peeled back the curtain, offering the world a glimpse of the woman behind the legacy. By that time, she was already in a relationship with Alexandra Hedison, a talented photographer, former actress, and acclaimed visual artist. In April 2014, they married in an intimate and ultra-private ceremony that only made headlines after it had already happened. Since then, Jodie and Alexandra have embraced a creative, low-key life together, balancing their passions with purposeful privacy. Jodie has continued to deliver powerful performances in projects like The Mauritanian and True Detective, Night Country, while Alexandra's photography has been celebrated in galleries worldwide. Their rare public moment came in 2021, when Jodie kissed Alexandra at Cannes after receiving the honorary Palme d'Or, a quiet, tender expression of love and pride that echoed far beyond the red carpet. Together, they've shown that authenticity doesn't always require a spotlight, it simply needs to be real. Elliot Page and Emma Portner. Before becoming one of the most visible transgender actors in the world, Elliot Page experienced a love story that captured both hearts and headlines. In 2018, he surprised fans by announcing his marriage to Canadian dancer and choreographer Emma Portner. Their connection began just a year earlier on Instagram, blossoming quickly into a deeply creative and passionate partnership. Portner, known for her raw, expressive choreography and work with artists like Justin Bieber and the New York City Ballet, shared Elliot's love for pushing boundaries through art. Together, they produced emotionally charged dance performances and videos that blurred the line between personal expression and artistic collaboration. At the time of their marriage, Elliot had not yet come out as transgender, making their union a powerful and rare example of queer visibility in mainstream Hollywood. In December 2020, Elliot publicly came out in a heartfelt letter posted to social media, a moment that resonated worldwide. Emma responded with open support, standing by him with strength and grace. Though the couple separated in early 2021 and finalized their divorce soon after, they did so with mutual respect and dignity. Their relationship, while not lifelong, remains an important chapter in the evolving narrative of LGBTQ+ representation. In a time when gender identity was gaining long overdue recognition, Elliot and Emma's story reminded the world that love in all its forms can be transformative, beautiful, and deeply human, even if it doesn't last forever. Sarah Gilbert and Linda Perry. Sarah Gilbert and Linda Perry were never the typical Hollywood couple, and that's exactly what made their story stand out. Gilbert, best known for her roles on Roseanne and The Talk, was always quiet about her personal life. In contrast, Perry, the powerhouse voice behind Four Non-Blondes and the songwriter behind hits like Beautiful and What You Waiting For, brought a bold, unapologetic energy from the music world. They began dating in 2011 after Gilbert split from producer Allison Adler, with whom she shares 2 children. The connection between Sarah and Linda was instant, rooted in creativity, shared values and mutual respect. In 2013, Perry proposed in a way only a true musician could, complete with a picnic, a string quartet, and surprise songs. A year later, they married in a free-spirited bohemian-style ceremony in Malibu. That same year, they welcomed their son, Rhodes Emilio Gilbert Perry, into the world. Though their marriage came to an end in 2019 after 5 years, citing irreconcilable differences, the love and respect they had for one another endured. They remained devoted co-parents and continued to support each other as artists and individuals. Their relationship blended 2 powerful creative realms, television and music, and brought greater visibility to LGBTQ+ family life in Hollywood. It was never about perfection. It was about honesty, growth, and proving that queer love, parenting and partnership can thrive and evolve on their own terms. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and share it with others who love Hollywood history as much as you do. And most importantly, subscribe to Celebrity Couples Hollywood so you never miss another jaw-dropping story from the past. Let's keep these legends alive, one story at a time.